reality test. So at the beginning, mind controllers are viewed as friends or benign, or as teachers, mentors, produces new identity, internal motivation, and beliefs. I'm going to skip this because I want to do questions and answers. Very quickly, cult psychology. Doctrine is reality. It's the truth with a capital T. It's not a dogma, it's not a teaching, it's not a story, it's the truth. So whenever anybody tells you it's the truth, you know, your antennas should go beep, 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 beep. Reality is black and white, good versus evil. Elitist mentality. Someone was talking about arrogance, I think, the first night in the testimonial. Absolutely. I thought I was smarter than Einstein, because, you know, Einstein didn't know the divine principle. I knew Father. I was with the Messiah. I mean, and the outside world, you're all satanic. Unless we can bring you into the truth. Group will over individual will, strict obedience, be like the leaders, happiness through good performance, manipulation through fear and guilt, emotional highs and lows, changes in time orientation because the time is near, the world is coming, hunker down, store that food. No way out. There's no legitimate reason to ever leave a mind control relationship or cult, according to the group. Of course, stepping out and going, you know, there's any reason. If someone's a liar, how can you trust them? Somebody tells you a lie, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who's lying to you? Even once or twice. I mean, I do the 3-strike rule. Three lies, you're out. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I can't trust you. So, very quickly, this is in my book, on my website. These are the listed 8 criteria. Milieu control, controlling the environment, controlling communication within the environment, so that the environment goes inside the person. Mystical manipulation, the demand for purity, you have to be perfect. Perfect. He said, in 1961, this book came out, he said, creates a relationship of shame and guilt. And the bar keeps raising higher and higher, because the mind controllers want to keep you like a carrot in front of a donkey. What's a carrot? Cult of confession, no privacy, no normal boundaries. Gotta tell everything. No. Sacred science, the dogma is scientific. Trust us. We know. Loading the language, that's the buzzwords. Doctrine over person. No matter what your experience is, doctrine wins. So, and somebody was talking, I think it was Ken was saying something about Joseph Smith said you can have a satanic revelation or a God revelation. I'll tell you, I had spiritual experiences in the Moonies, and so like one time I had done a 7-day fast on just water, and I was listening to Moon speak, and he turned into evil, radiant evil in front of me to the point where I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was suffocating. And of course I did the dutiful thing, I reported to my superior, and they said, that's a satanic revelation. That's Satan testing you because you're getting so high up that So the definition in the Moonies of any revelation that makes you believe in Moon or the divine principle and makes you work harder, this is from God. And any revelation that makes you doubt it or question it or want to leave, this is from Satan. Get it? And the dispensing of existence. Lifton said, basically, the mind controllers said, if you're with us, then you have deserved to exist. And if you don't, you have no rights. You don't deserve. You can be killed, you can be sent to a prison camp, whatever, because you're a non-person. You have no rights. Dispensing of existence. Resonates a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Margaret Singer was an Army psychologist, same period of time, sent by the Army to study brainwashing. She wrote a number of books. One of them is Cults in Our Midst. She has a 6-part model. I'm going to skip over that for now just because I want to leave time for questions and answers. Here's my 4-part model. Again, it's on my website, weirdbutmind.com. I don't know if people in the back can see the words, but the highlights are regulation of the individual's physical reality, where, how, and with whom the member lives and associates, what clothes, colors, hairstyles the person wears, food they eat, drinks, adopts, rejects, how much sleep the person is able to have, financial dependency, little or no time spent on leisure and vacation, major time commitment required for, you get the picture? Oh, yeah. Whack, 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 whack. Need to ask permission for major decisions, need to report thoughts, feelings, and activities to superiors, rewards and punishments, a lot of behavior mod, individualism discouraged, groupthink prevails, rigid rules and regulations, need for obedience and dependency. Information control. Information is the food we use to think. That's why anyone who wants to control another person wants to control who they talk to, what books they read, what they are exposed to. It's censorship. Somebody does a coup, they want to take over a country. First thing they do is they abolish the free press, they round up all the critics, kill them or exile them. I mean, it's standard operating procedure for mind control. Deception, deliberately holding back information, distorting information, make it acceptable, outright lying. By the way, have all of you read 1984? Yes. Gotta read that book. I read it before the Moonies, and somehow when I read it after the Moonies, it just... access to non-cult sources of information, and boy, oh boy, they don't want you to talk to former members. Ooh! Critical information, keep them so busy they don't have time to think. Centralized information. Outsider, insider, and the internet has been the bane of all mind control cults. Oh, yeah. More spying on members, pairing up buddy system. Talk about the missionaries. And amazing. So anyway, reporting deviant feelings. Extensive use of cult-generated propaganda, information, unethical use of confession. So I've incorporated Lifton and Singer's model, and I like this one because I think it's easier to understand. When you read Lifton's chapter 22, and I really encourage you all to read it, you'll need a dictionary when you read it. And I should also say Lifton went on to write a book about cults. It's called Destroying the World to Save It. It was about the Japanese sarin gas cult, Om Shinrikyo. But he talks about his criteria in that context. Thought control, need to internalize the group doctrine of truth, black and white, good versus evil, we talked about that. The loaded language, only good and proper thoughts. So there's a concept called thought stopping that I want to take a moment to explain to you. It's a behavior modification technique. And it's based on the understanding of what Ken was referring to earlier as cognitive dissonance theory, which was created by Leon Festinger. And it basically says we have thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and if we change any one, the other two will shift to reduce dissonance. So if you want to change how you feel, change how you think. Or change your behavior. Yeah, any one of the three. And essentially, in the Moonies, I was taught, and as were all other members, that if I have a doubt, it's not me thinking it, it's an evil spirit invading me, testing me. And in the Moonies, we were taught to chant, to pray, to sing, to hum, to do anything to block out the negative thought. And it became quite automatic. The minute someone would say, isn't Moon a cult leader? I would be like, in my head, two parents, two parents, two parents, two parents, very different piece of it, very different piece of it.
Two parents, two parents. See, get away, get away.
And so what that does is it interrupts reality testing.